folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. A listener named Matisse writes in and asks a simple question. Dear Tom, would you do a show on strange things people have discovered about their spouses after they were married? I am so curious. Signed, longtime fan Matisse. By the way, if you have suggestions for show topics, you can write like Matisse did, tom@blowmeuptom.com. tom@blowmeuptom.com. You can write to me, and I read this stuff. All right, we will talk about that. Now, the only thing I had in my life, and you know I've been married and divorced 4 times. If you're new to the show, well, don't be shocked. That's reality. Married and divorced 4 times. That's true. The only thing I found out about something after I was married to someone was after I was divorced from them. And being that I have 4 different ex-wives, it could have been any one of them. They were all litigious to a certain extent. So let's just say one of my ex-wives I married and divorced and found out after I divorced her that she was a lot kinkier in the past. Somebody who had dated one of my exes gave me chapter and verse of the kinds of kinky things she used to like. I mean, whips and chains were only the beginning, but she was like into all kinds of stuff. And this guy knew what he was talking about because he wrote to me, sent me a fax, and he laid out, her full name, where she lived, what she did for a living. I mean, he knew everything about it. He knew she was all right. And he wanted to know if I knew A, B, C, D, E, F, and G about my ex. And you want to know something? I didn't. I guess she didn't want me to think she was that kind of girl. So we never engaged in some of the way kinkier behavior that I later found out about. When I knew her, she was, I guess, putting on an act. I don't know what the deal was. Probably one of the reasons the relationship didn't work out. But hoo-wee, it was amazing, the amount of information I got. I'll tell you what, it's nothing like being on the radio because anybody you're ever married to, anybody you've ever dated, somebody knows them. Somebody knows something about them. Somebody will write in. All people need is a name or a hint of a name, and believe me, that's what they do. So that's what I found out. But I found that after we were divorced. That was the amazing thing. It's not like I married her and found out she was a lot kinkier than I thought. I married her, was with her, divorced her, then found out. But while I was with somebody, never. That didn't happen to me. But we have heard from people from time to time that it has happened to. People who found out that their exes were prostitutes, strippers, that they had committed heinous crimes, that they had some serious drug problems, that they had children they never said anything about. I'm looking for the more outrageous stuff, of course. How many people have gotten on the internet, for example, and seen their spouse naked after they were married? Saw them in a porn video after they were married. How many of you found out other things? I dated a woman one time. Now, I was not married to her, but I had a relationship with her. We're going to talk to people this hour who are or have been married, all right? But I did date a woman one time for a long time who told me her father was dead. And she stuck to that the whole time she knew me. Eventually, I met somebody who said, oh, yeah, you date her? Uh-huh. I just saw her dad the other day. He was testifying in court. I saw him. I was in court, and there he was. So for whatever reason, maybe they didn't have a really good relationship. Whatever reason, I was told the guy was dead. He wasn't dead. He was alive. Many of us do not do the proper reconnaissance when we get into a relationship. Personally, I think a private investigator or one of these online services, like Intellius, for example, would be a very good place to go to just do a little snooping to find out, you know, if your spouse has any bankruptcies, any criminal record, you know, other issues. Always a good idea to do a little digging, just to see what you're getting yourself into. I think somebody with very bad credit, that's a red flag. Anybody who's filed bankruptcy or filed bankruptcy twice, ever know anybody who's done it twice? Oh, this is the dirty little secret about many, many women out there. Ever date somebody and then you found out their real name later on? I don't mean they had a nickname. I mean they had a completely different name, like you married them and then you found out what their real name was. There's all kinds of things you could find out about somebody after you married them, just because you didn't do your homework. Maybe it was something really creepy or something that flipped you out. I want to know about it.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Well, break it down for me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
You are on top of your game, my friend. On top of your game.
Thank you. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. All right. A listener named Matisse wrote to me at tom@blowmeuptom.com. And he wanted me to do a show about strange things you've discovered about your spouse after you got married. So you got to be married to call in. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jason on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How goes it?
Pretty good.
Okay, here's my deal. Married to a woman for 16 years. I broke your law, my friend. I got married at 19.
Oh, boy.
What was I thinking? Anyway, she showed me. Turned out to be a lesbian. Turned out to, play for the other team. She's a homeschooling mom. She's a Sunday school teacher, nice and prim and proper. And, oh, let's not watch porn. That's dirty. That's too wrong. But she drops in and says, hey, by the way, I'm diddling my best friend, so see you later. That's all. I got a great revenge.
How'd you do that?
I hired the most damn expensive lawyer I could find. I got the house, I got the assets, I got the kids, and she got the door.
Love that. All right.
Live large, baby.
How'd she react to all that?
How did I react to all that?
No, how did she?
How did she?
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of choice. She didn't have any money. Well, being the homeschooling mom, I was working. I was earning the money. She doesn't have any income. She couldn't pay for a good lawyer, so sorry.
Wow. She may have to go back to chicks.
I'm not sorry.
I understand. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We're talking about strange things people have discovered about their spouses after they got married. Gene on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm okay, Gene.
Well, my case is a little bit different. I'm a little worried about being found out.
Okay.
About 5 years ago, I had 3 counts of attempted murder charged against me for a freeway assault incident with vehicles. It finally got reduced after 2 years. I pleaded to threatening a terrorist threat is what it was, but it was a misdemeanor. But if you go on those websites and you check me out, it tells you what I was charged for originally.
Now, did you actually do that? I mean, regardless of what you were convicted of.
I did assault somebody on the freeway. It's a long story. To make a long story short, me and a buddy of mine and a couple other guys hired a stripper to come to our house, and of course the guy comes there, and they took the money and they took off.
Mm-hmm.
It was a scam. So I hopped in my car and chased him down the freeway and essentially ran him into the center divider.
Wow.
And I thought they would be the ones for being arrested for taking the money, and in turn, I got arrested, and I was in total shock. I'm a guy that's never even had a parking ticket.
Oh, boy.
So I got married about a year and a half ago for the second time, and it always crosses my mind that she might find out someday.
Wow. Unbelievable. So you got married and never said anything about it?
No, I have told her everything about my life, but I've always left that little thing out. If you want to call it a little thing.
But every day, all she would... Wait a minute. All she'd have to do is put your name in on Google, right?
Exactly.
And there you would be.
Well, it doesn't come up on Google, but if you go to one of those research websites and spend $39.95...
Like 1-800-US search or one of those, yeah.
Right.
Oh, boy.
It comes up, and I did it and spent the money just because I wanted to see what it said, but it tells you what I was charged with, which is really the worst part, not what I ended up pleading to.
Wow.
I won't even begin to tell you how much money it cost me.
How much did it cost you?
Well, by the time it was all said and done, including bail, I'd spent $30,000.
Wow.
And I ended up pleading after 2 years because I wanted to get it over with, and I was scared to death to go in front of a jury, even though my lawyer kept telling me they'll never get a conviction, they'll never get a conviction, but it was just more money. I didn't want to spend more money, so it turns out that I pleaded to that and community service, and it was a misdemeanor, and I just went on with my life.
Unbelievable.
And it just started out with...
But every day you come home, you might be found out. Every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's times where especially at the beginning of the relationship, I was really worried because she was a very cautious woman.
Wouldn't it have been easier to simply tell her and then take the consequences then?
I considered it. Believe me, I considered it. But in the end, I elected not to do it.
Wow.
And now I'm holding on to it.
How long have you been married now?
Year and a half.
Wow. All right, Gene, good luck.
Hey, thanks. You have a good one, Tom.
You too. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. All right, listener named Matisse wrote in and wanted me to ask you about strange things you found out about your spouse after you got married. 1-800-5800-866-COYOTE. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Helen.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Pretty good.
All right. Well, I had a really strange one. I had been married before, and I started dating this guy, and we dated for about 6 or 7 months, and we decided to get married. And he had some medical problems that I knew were true, and we hadn't consummated it. So we were still really good friends, so I, married him, and the night we got married, I found out that really...
By the way, did you have a big wedding?
Oh, no, we went to Las Vegas.
Went to Las Vegas, all right, so you kind of eloped.
I went to Las Vegas, and did the wedding. I had my daughter sitting right here. She's 35. She went with me, and it was quite the trip.
What happened?
Well, we're still good friends, but I got an annulment right away.
No, wait a minute. I missed something. Maybe I was talking at the same time. Why did you get an annulment?
Because he was a she.
He was a she?
That's right.
You married a man?
I married a man. I married a man, but the man wasn't a man after we got married. I told you he had some medical problems, and we hadn't consummated.
All right, so you married a person who looked like a man?
I married, I thought, was one hunk of a good-looking man and a really good friend. We were really tight and had a lot of things in common.
And so this woman lied to you?
Oh, yeah. I call that a lie. Well, she felt that she was a man, but I was looking for a little bit more of a man.
Are you saying she was like a pre-op man or something like that?
No, she was just a man. I mean, she was dressed as a man, looked like a man, talked like a man. I thought acted like a man. I understood the medical problems. So
the medical problem was a missing penis.
Huh?
Or Wow.
Yeah, I had some of my family, my daughter came with me, and we all went down. We're going to have a good old time. Well, I came back a little while
now,
later.
let me, wait, how was this revealed? Wait. How was this revealed to you? Like, how did you figure it out? Fine.
We went upstairs and started kissing, and I wanted to get a little bit more deeply involved in where we had gone before, and I did, and there was a big missing part there, a part that I wanted.
And so you asked, where is it? And the response was what?
I said, I got to go downstairs, and I went down to the bar, and I
Also,
told my family.
so this woman did not have a response, did not say, oh, yeah, well, of course that's missing. I'm a woman.
What did I say?
No, what did she say?
She just kind of started crying, said she had a lot of problems.
Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
I said, yeah, no kidding.
That's who you loved.
Oh, you very scared.
I'm in love. You fell in love without knowing anything.
That's my story. I thought it was an interesting one. Take it easy, Tom.
Thank you, Coyote. Oh, boy. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Here's Marie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just want to let you know that I was married for about 11 years and got divorced. 2 years after I was divorced, I found out that my ex-father-in-law was a child molester, and he's sitting in jail right now.
No.
Yes, totally serious.
Oh, my God.
And I always wondered why there was a reason he gave me the willies. He was just so perverted. And, yeah, and I have 3 kids.
Gave you the willies and he gave you his willie. What?
I had 3 kids with this man.
No.
Yes. No one ever said a word.
So, all right, but your ex was not the child molester. It was your ex-father-in-law.
My ex-father-in-law, yes.
And your ex didn't tell you about this?
No one told me anything that about 25, 30 years ago he was actually charged with statutory rape, but they settled out of court, and nothing was ever said out of it.
How did you find out?
Child Social Services called me about my kids and told me. They wanted to question my kids to see if anything ever happened with their grandpa.
But was Grandpa out of prison at any point while you had those kids?
Yes, he was never in prison. He's in prison right now because of his child molesting.
Did he molest your children?
What was that?
He molested your children?
No, he didn't. But he...
Damn cell phones. 1-800-5800-TOM. That was getting good, too. KD on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Father.
Hi, son.
It's good to talk to you.
I know.
I found out that my wife's father is a killer. He's in prison.
He's a killer.
He didn't start out as a killer. He just beat somebody nearly to death and got 20 years for it.
No.
Was about to get out.
What was his weapon of choice?
A hammer.
He killed somebody with a hammer.
No. He beat him really bad with a hammer.
I see.
And he ended up getting 20 years for that. But he tried to escape, and so he had to serve all of it. Oh. And then he was about to get out. It was like the 18th or 19th year. Somebody cut in line in the telephone line, and he had to fight, and he killed a guy. And a prison fight, and he got another 20 years.
Oh, boy. Sounds like a dangerous guy. So how did you find out about this?
Well, stay. I mostly...
Is that your wife you were talking to there?
It's my dog.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah, I'm out in the garage. And
Stay.
She's trying to
roll over. Okay.
Really? But anyway, yeah, it just came up, the subject about her father, and I was like, well, what's up with that? And found out where he was at, And
wait a minute. How long was it before you found out? Like, how long were you married?
Well, we had been about 4 years into the relationship.
And your wife never mentioned that she had a father?
I thought he was dead. And
then how did you finally find out? Who spilled the beans?
Well, I wanted to know more of the specifics, how did it happen, what happened to him, and that's when it came out, well, he's not really dead, he's just kind of dead to me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What did that do to your relationship?
It didn't hurt us at all.
Really?
Yeah, she didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
She was just a baby.
Well, she hasn't told you that part yet. Here, Daddy, here's the hammer.
I know. Tom, I want you to take me out Lacey style from all of us heathens here in Texas. I hate to do it, but it has to be done.
So wrong. We're talking about the strange things people have discovered about their spouses after they were married. If you found out something strange about your spouse after you were married, call me at 1-800-5800-TOM. Scott on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Howdy, Pops.
Hey, how you doing, son?
Not too bad. I didn't find you until after this whole debacle, but I married a woman when I was 18. Found out 2 months later when we went down to Yuma, Arizona for me to finally meet her mother that she had 2 kids.
Oh, she forgot.
She forgot to tell me. 2 kids from 2 different fathers.
No.
Living with her mother in Yuma, Arizona while she's up here in Vegas gallivanting around town.
How did she reveal this to you, Scott?
We walked in the door. 2 kids ran up. I said, "Isn't your mom a little old to be having kids this age?" "Oh, these are mine."
What? And how did you react to that?
I kept my cool till we got back here to my town, and I left.
And did
It gets worse, though.
Oh, what happened?
Once again, I was young, and I hadn't found the light of Professor Leykis.
Yes.
I left, and I just left it alone. Was served with divorce papers about 4 years later, actually about 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And served with divorce papers along with child support.
For who?
For the kid that I had with her that she never told me about.
Another kid she never told you about. So she waited 2 years until...
Waited 4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
Yes, the kid's about to turn 6. I've never met him.
And and so you had to pay all this back child support, and you didn't have a chance to contest it. By the way, was it ever confirmed that it was yours?
Oh, yeah, no, that's the first thing I did. I had to pay everything out of pocket. I had to appear in Yuma telephonically because I'm not going down to Yuma. That place is an asshole. But so I appeared in court telephonically, got the DNA test. It was mine. We proceeded. I didn't have to pay back child support because I proved she lied. She perjured herself in court and admitted that I didn't know about it till I got served. So I am paying child support now, but I got off on the lowest amount allowable by Arizona state law.
Wow.
It's still a pain in the ass, but it could have been worse.
So she's a scam artist, essentially going to guys and getting knocked up. Oh, my God.
Absolutely, and I did some research. She gets child support from 2 other men as well.
And her name was Bonnie Lee Bakley. And now you know the rest of the story.
Absolutely. But I found you now, and I know the light, but had to make the mistakes first.
Scott, I understand.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Your radio station is just a male-dominated, sexist radio station.
Oh, yes, I know, darling. Isn't that a shame?
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. We're talking about strange things people have discovered about their spouses after they got married. Natalie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, this is horrible.
What is?
I mean, this subject is a really good one, and I'm glad you're talking about it, because these people need to come out of the closet before they get married.
Now, that's what I think. What's the point of getting married if you can't tell the other person absolutely everything? What's the point?
Yeah? Well, this guy, weirdo, he actually was raped by his older brother
Right.
when he was younger. Not only that, he had a sexual experience while in prison with a man.
No.
Yeah.
What was he doing in prison?
I think he went to prison for drugs.
You married somebody who had a prison record. Did you know he had a prison record?
Well, yeah, I do too.
What did you do?
This isn't about me.
Dear, what did you do? Come on.
Well, the first time was residential burglary.
Mm-hmm.
Second time was attempted carjacking.
By the way, attention advertisers, you too can reach this prime demographic. Very good. So you met where, in a courtroom?
No, we met actually at, we were at a rehab.
You're in rehab together. That's a great place to hook up.
Yeah, it was excellent, I thought.
Yeah. Okay. So then, all right, so you both had prison records, but then, that was okay that he had a prison record. Did you know about that?
Yeah, that was fine.
All right, but then after he married you, he told you that he'd been raped by his older brother, and while he was in prison, he had sex with another prisoner.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was horrible. It was awful.
Oh, he didn't like it.
I think he did like it.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. I wasn't asking what you thought of it. What did he think of it?
I think he enjoyed it, and I think he wanted more.
Oh, my. God, who initiated that? Did he tell you that?
Yeah, he did tell me. He told me that they came to him and offered him protection.
If only he'd have sex with them.
Exactly.
And he said, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, all he had to do was close his eyes.
Oh, boy. You know what? If you don't turn around, you can't tell who it is back there. Wow. All right, so he told you that, and then he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then you remained married to him?
Yeah, but you know what? He had issues way too deep.
It's not all he had way too deep, dear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So you're still married to him?
No.
Oh, you divorced him?
I divorced him.
Is that why you divorced him?
His issues.
His issues?
Yes.
You mean of having sex in prison with men?
I think he eventually will come out to be gay.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So how had your sex life been before you knew all this with him?
Wonderful.
It had been wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be getting a lot of experience from a very young age, barely.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
and did he roll you over and show you what he learned in prison?
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yeah.
And he was so good at it. You couldn't believe how good he was at that.
Yeah.
Then you found out why.
Exactly.
So how long did you stay with him after you found this out?
Probably about a year.
About a year.
Yeah.
All right. And what was that year like?
It was awful. We basically could have slept in separate rooms.
But then did he reveal all the other kinks, like he had to dress up in an orange jumpsuit and things like that?
He started going on different websites on the computer.
Looking for what?
Pornography.
Prison pornography?
Just, mail.
Mails on mails?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and he denied it, but you can look and see what gets clicked on.
Oh, so you went to the history in the browser.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw some of those websites he was going to.
Yeah.
And what happened to your sex life after you found out about his experience?
It was non-existent.
You didn't have any sex?
I tried not to, no.
See, but you stayed married, hoping things would work out?
I was hoping he would get help for his problems, yeah.
Uh-huh. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow,
I didn't want to just give up,
So did you get remarried?
No, I'm single now, and I'm very happy.
Uh-huh. And when you date guys, do you tell them that you have a criminal record and that you were married to a guy who'd been raped?
Well, I think guys, kind of like bad girls. I have no problem getting dates at all, but I think...
But those guys don't know about your history, do they? Robbing houses, having sex with gay men who've had sex in prison with other gay men.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it's fascinating. I just don't know if I'd want to enter those premises where others have been.
Well, you take your chances whether someone's honest or not.
I just don't want to know.
You're so cute, Tom.
Don't want to know. God only knows the things I don't know about the many people I've slept with. Holy cow.
You sound really good over the phone.
Oh, really?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
As soon as she got pregnant, she decided, well, she didn't want to give no more Hummers.
Well, if I do that for you, you have to buy me a minivan.
You know what? I bought her a minivan.
Did you get a PJ for that?
Yeah, matter of fact, I did.
There you go, you see?
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We're talking about the strange things people have discovered about their spouses after they got married. Jonah on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Father, how's it going?
All right, son.
Yeah, hey, I was married, my first wife back in about 98, and we were together for a few months. I don't know why I got married. I was stupid. She was a single mother at the time, too. Anyway, we were married for a couple of months, and then down the road I found out she had another kid. Well, then I found out she had 2 kids. Then I found out she had 3 kids. They were all different parts of the country. One was in Ohio, Louisiana. One lived with her mom in Florida.
No.
Oh, God, it was terrible, Tom. And then she had an affair going on the side. And so finally she moved back down to Florida, and I told her, she said she was going to take some time and get her life straightened out, you know, down there. And I said, you know what, you might as well just stay down there. And then I finally divorced the bitch.
Wow.
So never again like that, Tom. You just never know about people.
I tell you to stay away from those single mothers, pal. I tell you.
You are. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably still be with her.
That's good. That's good anyway.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Tom, real quick?
What's that, Jonah?
When are you going to ever come and do a listener party here in Tacoma? I've asked you a couple times back in the past, but we're waiting for you to come up here, man.
Well, it's the radio station that invites us up, so you have to talk to 100.7 The Buzz and tell them you want to see us.
All right, well, I'm going to start making some phone calls, man. We need you down here.
Do it, baby.
Got a lot of single mothers down here.
Yes, I know.
Hey, take me out lazy style, huh?
Oh, that's terribly, a terribly bad taste. Here you go. It's Frank on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Frank.
Big Tom, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much, pal.
Dude, I've been meaning to get a hold of you because I know these fellas need to hear what I got to say. Man, this ties into everything that you pretty much represent as far as religion, women. Damn. Okay, I have my ex-wife, right? I married her because her grandmother and my mom are both in the same religion. We were, living together. We didn't know each other for a long time, but we started, we moved in together. She wanted to pay for the apartment. Cool. At the time I was getting out of like a lot of bad stuff that I was doing for money. So I thought that it was the best move. So I kind of used her, and she paid for the apartment. We started living together. Our families got involved and was pushing us to, you guys got to get married. You guys got to get married if you're going to be living together. So, so I kind of said, oh, okay, whatever. I gave in. This was before I started listening to you, Pops. Anyhow, so next thing you know, right after we get married, she starts crying to me. She wants to have a baby, right? So, for a while I kind of put it off. Finally, I said, okay, we planned our first child. Anyhow, during this maybe a 4-month span, all this at the same time, excuse my language, little things started coming out. One time I was tickling her, we were just playing around, she all of a sudden started trying to fight me, like swinging at me. It was crazy because that's when I realized how crazy she was. A little bit after that, she showed me a newspaper clipping of her father, and it showed that he went on a murder spree, and he started having sex with his victims.
No.
And yeah, so little by little, she really started coming and showing me her true colors. She told me, well, then my family members would come up to me and say, were you and your wife over the house or whatever? Because, you know, something's missing, blah, blah, blah. And I would always say, nah, don't worry about it. She didn't take it. I know she didn't. But it started happening a lot and a lot and a lot. And everybody kept saying that, yeah, I think she's stealing our jewelry and stuff because she's wearing the same earrings I had and blah, blah, blah. You know, so it started getting really deep. And she was always really, really jealous. And I couldn't watch TV without her thinking I'm checking out the girls, or we couldn't go in public without her thinking that I'm looking at these women. And
wait a minute. Are you still married to her today?
Oh, no, I got divorced. But check this out. When I left her, because we were watching that movie, The Cell, with J-Lo, and in the middle of the movie, she turns it off, and she looks at me. It was like dark. It was just an eerie feeling. She looked at me. It was like around 12 o'clock at night.
I wish we had more time. My God.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.